In this video, we're going to try to find the distance between 2 points. So to help us visualize this, I'm just going to sketch these points on a coordinate plane. So point A is at -2, 4. So -2 to the left, up 4. This is point A right here. -2, 4. And point B is at 4, 1. So right here at 4, 1. And I want to find the distance between these. So I want to find the length of this segment right here. Now there is a distance formula in your book, but quite frankly it's got a lot of variables to it. I think it's more complex than it needs to be. We're going to really just stick to one equation, and that is the Pythagorean theorem, which says that if you have a right triangle, you can take the square of each side and that will equal the square of the hypotenuse. So let's just translate that here. This segment, I can draw a right triangle where I take a line, a vertical line, drop it straight down here, and a horizontal line and drop it straight across here, and find out how far apart are these points. So in the y direction, this is at 4 and this is at 1. So vertically, the distance between these points is 3. From here down to here is a distance of 3. This is a right angle. And in the x direction, from here over to here, I'm going from -2 to 4, so this has a length of 6. So the question really is just what is the difference in x coordinates, what is the difference in y coordinates? And when we do this, we usually just stick with the positive numbers. It doesn't really matter if it's up or down, it turns out. So it's a drop of 3, and then it goes over 6. Alternatively, we could have drawn the triangle this way. You go over 6, and then you go down 3. It doesn't make a difference. This is also a right triangle. We're trying to find this length, which is the hypotenuse. So the Pythagorean theorem says that if you take the square of each of these lengths, 3 squared plus 6 squared, that will tell you the length of the hypotenuse. In this case, we'll call this C here. And that is the distance between the points. So 3 squared is 9, and 6 squared is 36. So my length C, so 9 plus 36 is 45. So the distance between these 2 points is, I'm going to take the square root of both sides to get C. C will be the square root of 45. And if I'd like to convert that to a decimal, in this case I would use a calculator, I would get the length of C is about 6.71. But in either case, that's sort of how it checks out. So I think this equation's a little bit easier to work with. It's easier to remember, and it really keeps you thinking. You're not just plugging in blindly. You really have to think, like, what is going on here? I'm dropping down 3. I'm going over 6. And you don't have to sketch this out. It just sort of sometimes might help until you're more comfortable with this, what's going on. But really, it's just what is the difference between x's and what is the difference between y? And those represent here, these numbers in the equation. And that is the distance equation. So until next time, I am Derek Genova. Have a delightful day.